Hey everybody, welcome to part 3 of the 8.2 notes. This video we're going to take a look at all the extra practice problems. So if you did them and you want to see how they're done, here we go. All right, so for number 7, we're going to go ahead and separate the variables by cross multiplying, which is going to give us y cubed dy equals 7x squared dx. At that point, we can go ahead and integrate both sides. On the left side, we're going to end up with 1/4 y to the 4th. And on the right side, we're going to get 7/3 x cubed plus c. Now, at that point, we could, in terms of trying to isolate y, we could get rid of the 1/4 by multiplying by 4. So we got 1/4 28/3 x cubed plus c. Now, I would probably find c at this point without taking the 4th root of both sides. So let's go ahead and substitute. We've got 2 to the 4th power equals 28/3 times 3 cubed plus c. 2 to the 4th power, that's going to give us 16. 3 cubed is 27, but we could divide by 3 to get 9. So 28 times 9 is going to be 252 plus c. And that ends up giving us c of negative 236. So if you were to plug that c back in, we end up with y to the 4th equals 28/3 x cubed minus 236. And to completely isolate y, we're going to take the 4th root of both sides, getting us the final answer of the 4th root, 28/3 x cubed minus 236. All right, taking a look at the next one. All right, we want to get the y's over there with the dy, so that's going to give us 1/y dy. And then we want to move the dx over with the 5x squared. All right, at that point, we can go ahead and integrate both sides. This gives us natural log of the absolute value of y. And on the right-hand side, we're going to get 5/3 x cubed plus c. So to isolate y, we can take e on both sides. All right. And then we've done this a few times, but as we're going to rewrite this, the c can basically just get pulled out in front. So this becomes c e to the 5/3 x cubed. And if we substitute at this point, we have 6 equals c e to the 5/3, and then this is going to be 0 cubed, which is really e to the 0, which is 1, so c equals 6. And if we plug back in, y is going to equal 6e to the 5/3 x cubed, which is the same as the answer below, 5x cubed divided by 3, or 6e to the 5x cubed divided by 3. All right, let's go to the next one. So again, first thing we got to do is separate the variables. So we're going to move that, basically cross multiply. So y squared dy equals e to the x dx. At this point, let's go ahead and integrate both sides. We've got 1/3 y cubed equals e to the x, not dx, plus c. What we could do is multiply by 3. So y cubed is 3 e to the x plus c. Let's go ahead and solve for c at this point. So if we substitute, we've got 1 cubed equals 3 e to the 0 plus c. 1 cubed is 1. E to the 0 is 1, so 3 e to the 0 is 3. So c is going to be negative 2. So at that point, we could plug back in. We have y cubed equals 3 e to the x minus 2. And to get y by itself, we're going to cube root both sides. So y is going to be the cube root of 3 e to the x minus 2. All right, moving on to number 10. All right, this one's not too bad, but now we've got a t instead of an x, but kind of the same thing. We want to get the y's on one side, the t's on the other side. So if we're going to do that, let's keep the y's on the left side. So really it's just dy. And then on the right side, t to the negative third is the same as 1 over t cubed. So we can multiply by t cubed and the dt as well. So this becomes pretty simple to integrate from this point. Integral of dy is y. And then the integral of t cubed is going to be 1/4 t to the 4th plus c. And there is no initial condition, so we're just going to get the general solution. All right, and we got one more to take a look at. So taking a look at 11 here real quick, same idea. We got to isolate the y's with the dy, the x's with the dx, so we can cross multiply. We get cosine of y dy equals sine of x dx. We can integrate both sides. So cosine is the derivative of sine. So the integral is going to become sine of y equals negative cosine of x plus c. Now this is probably just as good a time as any to figure out what c is. So we've got sine of 3 pi over 2 equals negative cosine of 0 plus c. Sine of 3 pi over 2 is, let's see, negative 1. And then negative cosine of 0, so that's going to be negative 1 plus c, which means c is 0 in this case. So substituting back in, we end up with sine of y equals negative cosine of x, and it'd be plus 0. So if we wanted to isolate y at that point, we have to undo sine, which is the inverse sine. So we've got the inverse sine, negative cosine of x. And that's how you do it. All right, guys, those are all of the extra practice problems. So I will see you next time.